Hello, I'm Van Book from Bridge to Value, and this is Mr. Prince from Planet Wonderland. However, he works for Bridge to Value because he knows everything about principles. Because principles is our business. We provide solutions to organizations like you that want to create better results in your organization based on proven universal principles. And we're excited to be here because we have a new offering for organizations like you that is based on proven principles, and we call it Communication Carousel. The Communication Carousel is a spin-off of a program that we have introduced 1.5 years ago called Value-Based Leadership. Because of the results of this program and the excitement of people in this program and the results that they create, we've been asked by companies to take out the communication unit and to offer it as a separate program, and that's what we do. So while we share with you how we look at communication, how communication encompasses everything and create all the results in your life, because communication is your life. So your life is your work, and your work is your life. So everything what you create is based on communication. Enjoy this movie while you learn and understand how employees that improve their communication skills can create automatically better results because of this principle. So first, communication. When you think about communication, most of the people say, when you ask what is communication, I'm talking with other people, and people who start with me, that's nonverbal and verbal communication. However, during this program, employees will learn that communication goes much further. First of all, level 1 communication is if you have a God, communicate with your God on a daily basis. Or once in a while when things go wrong, people is not connected to God so much, but there is some force, some entity in this world that we want to connect with, to give our spiritual meaning in our life. What is meaningful, what is purpose, what is right and what is wrong, and what I need to do to create value in this world. The next level of communication is the communication with yourself. Yes, think about it. Everybody in this world is communicating with yourself on a daily basis. Every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every year, you are communicating with yourself, and it is 50,000 to 70,000 times in a day. Imagine, that's 12 times every minute you're communicating. Right now, as you watch this video, you're communicating. What is this all about? What is communication? What's this guy trying to address? Is this a program for our company? Right now, you're communicating. And based on your communication with your God, with yourself, you create value. That can be great value, that can be medium value, it can be horrible value, based on the quality of that communication. The third level of communication is communication with other people, which what we normally think is communication, however, this is just a small part of communication. So let me give you a taste of how you can look at employees, look at communication and change their paradigms, and because they change their paradigms, they change their way how they look at it, how they respond on communication, and how they interact with other people. So I want to share some videos with you. First video, have a look at this video and think about, in terms of communication, what you see here right now. Okay, right now you see a guy. What is he doing? When we ask our participants, say, yeah, he's jogging. He's jogging. No. Reprogram your mind in terms of communication, because principle number 1 is everything in life is communication. Why is that? We cannot not communicate. Why is that? Because the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. And what this guy is doing right now is communicating. And what he's communicating is a healthy lifestyle. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to have less energy for my work. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit, creating value. So he's communicating sport, healthy lifestyle, right? But he's not the only one who's communicating. There's another guy. Look at this guy here in the van. What is he doing? Okay, now, when we see this movie in a program, everybody started to laugh. However, this is very serious. Is this the result that the guy wants? No. His Porsche is being wrecked. And guess what is his first response based on that? He's blaming this guy. What the heck is this guy doing? Why did he push my car? I don't want to push my car. However, you can talk to this guy that this guy is responsible for doing this problem. However, who is the person who is not communicating effectively? That is the person of the Porsche. Because at the moment that this guy started to push his car, he could say, hey, stop, brother, this is my car. I don't want to push this car, I'm stretching out here. Come on, give me a break. But he is not doing that because he didn't do that. He didn't take action. Because he didn't take action, he created a result which is not the result that he wanted. And then you see the impact. Right. So principle number one is the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. Everything what you do is communication. Why? Because you cannot not communicate. And then another principle we teach our students is that the meaning of your communication is the response that you get. Now this is an extremely powerful principle. Think about it. If you adopt that principle, that means that everything in your life will shift. If you are in sales and you're selling your product and your customers don't want to buy your product, what is the first thing that a salesperson say? My product sucks. I need to have another product. I need to have another training. I need to have another boss. I wish I have another company. So they're complaining and complaining. However, the key problem here is not the product, not the company, not the boss. The key problem is the communication. Because your customer will only buy your product if you're able to convince your customer, if you're able to pitch your product in a certain way that your customer get excited about it and he want that product. Now why is other people able to do that and why are you not able to do that? Because you lack that communication power. And what we train our employees, the employees in your program, is to create more impact in other people's life in personal and professional way. Why? Because they shift their communication. The quality of life is the quality of your communication, and the meaning of your communication is the response that you get, because everything what you do is communication. Now have a look at this movie and tell me what you see. Now when we ask people what is happening here, this is a sport event. Watch closely. What do you see right now here? Okay, now, what you see here, it was fun, right? You see the guy he pushed. Why did he push that? Because that is also a principle. I want to win and you not win. So this is a win-lose principle. However, our program is based on universal principles. That means that everything what you do, you can predict that. Every action and the result of every action is governed by principles. This is not governed by our choices, but based on universal principles. If you lie to somebody, you will lose the trust. Right. If you listen to somebody with your heart, you will create trust as well in relationships. So these are universal principles given by God or any entity to guide us to do the right thing in this world. Now when this guy pushed the other guy, what do you think? Is that a quality of life communication or not? No, because the meaning of your communication is the response that you get. And what response he will get? Let's have a look. Now you see, you can make the choice in your life to push somebody from the bicycle. However, the response of that action and the consequence of that action is defined by principles. And this is what we mean by principle-centered productivity improvement. You make the right choices, you take the right action. Why? Because it is based on principles. And because it is based on principles, you will know that your outcome of these actions will be right. Right? And will be decided and predictable. So we talk about communication with God, talking about communication with other people. The meaning of communication is the response that you get. But what if you're talking to yourself and studies reveal that 80% of this talking is negative? I'm not good enough. What if I fail? What if I make a mistake? You know, do the people really like me? Do they want this program? Everything is talking and talking to yourself. What if you talk so much to yourself? Or maybe you lose your job. Maybe you have a wife that ran away, or children died, or anything that happened in your life, and you're talking about that, and you create your own experiences. And guess what? When you make yourself feel so horrible, what can happen? Some people make the choice based on their internal communication that life sucks. Life is no valuable to them anymore, and they want to quit. Now, have a look at this movie. Does this happen? You see it every time. You read it in the newspaper. Have a look at this movie. What can happen when you talk to yourself in a negative way?
位观众，我们现在呢正位于虹口区乍浦的一个小区内。上小区当时来电说有个年轻人抑郁轻生，现在警方正在展开积极的劝解行动。
And when you look closely to this movie, everything what happened here is communication. Why is this guy on the roof here? Because he's communicating. Why? Something happened in his life. What do? He communicated with himself about it. But what are the people doing around them? They're communicating as well. What's going on here? Will he jump? Will he not jump? Will somebody step up and rescue him? You're communicating, remember? 50 to 70,000 times a day. And guess what? Then the final decision is being made based on your communication, based on nobody's helping you. Think life sucks, you see, nobody cares about me. And guess what happened? In a second, you make the decision and life is over. And this is what happened in the world. Based on communication. Guess what? How strange it is when you look at this movie and you see there's only one shoe on the floor. Where's the rest of the body? Because when you jump, you always fall down, you never fall up. Guess what? Not everybody have the same communication. And based on the different communication and different mindset and different state of mind, people make different choices. Everything in life is communication. And when you think that if you're not communicating, you just sit on your chair, just walk in the street, you're not communicating, you're wrong. Because think about it, everything what you do, everything what you say, everything, how you dress, how you do, everything in this world is communication. I'll show you one movie, which is a very powerful movie to make you understand it, even if you are a father, a mother, a brother, a worker, anything what you do is communication to other people. And based on your communication with other people get an experience about how you communicate. And based on how you communicate with other people might get attracted by your communication, but rejected with your communication, want to follow you, want not to follow you. Have a look at this movie and think about it, how that relates to you as a worker in your organization, or as a leader, or as a parent, or anything. Have a look at this movie and what do you see in this movie based on communication?
Dark clouds gather and fill the sky. Don't know how to talk to you, just know how to say goodbye.
Have you actually got a driver's license?
Go back where you came from. Learn to speak English.
Go back where you came from.
Is that what you think?
Let me show you a movie about you can't communicate without talking, but you're just communicating by walking. Now when you walk and you communicate with other people, can you impact them? In other words, think about it. Can your communication, can your way of moving and operating impact other people to create better results in their life or not? It will.
Sun is shining from the sky. Got to look for love. Drop the gorgeous, myself and I. Got to look for love. Look for love, will always look for love for you. Look for love when you're around. Look for love, never look for love.
Now, isn't that fun? You think, by not talking, you're not communicating. But by walking or by dressing up in a certain way, can you impact other people? Certainly you do. But 80% of the time in our program, people is active. We do several exercises to make them communicate with each other, to make them communicate with themselves, and to step out from where they are right now in a more conscious way to create better results for themselves, for their loved ones, and to the world. And especially for your organization, because everything what you do starts with communication. So be our guest And get excited about this program because, as I told you, the meaning of communication is the response you get. Don't believe me because I'm the trainer. We developed this program based on many years of studying and research what people like and what people don't like and what works and what don't work. However, just have a look at our students, what they think about it, because that is the best impact that you can have. And the same thing you can do with your employees. Let them create impact, not based on what they feel or what they say or what they want, based on what they create in the world, the value to create in the world. Because you're only as good as the results that you create. So thank you very much for looking at this movie, and we hope to get in touch with you very soon to create more value in your organization, and have people step up in your family, for your loved ones, and create more value to the world because that's our mission. Thank you very much. May God bless you.